Hey everyone, and welcome back to Kayla Does Makeup. We are standing here today. I feel very warm today. Like my skin looks like it looks really warm. I'm playing around with new lighting still, so kind of like readjusting as I go along. I got the Elgato lights, and I'm really enjoying them, like a lot. I feel really nice and bright and beautiful. Today we are going to be playing with some eyeshadow. We're going to be playing around with just some regular like foundation, some soft stuff. We're going to be using the Haus Labs Disco Palette, the four-way disco palette. Let me show you. I just couldn't help myself. It looks so fun. This was sent to me by Haus Labs, but I haven't tried it on my eyes yet, but I feel like I really need to. It just looks really fun. I love purples. I love golds. I think it's going to be like a really cool thing to play with. Just so you guys know, I'm still a little like under the weather. So I'm going to be coughing throughout this whole thing. So my apologies in advance, guys. I'm hoping that at some point this cough is going to like fully go away. But it's kind of just laughing at me at this point because it's been like what, like a month, more than a month. It's got to be more than a month at this point that I've had this. It's been at least 3+ weeks. Thanks for the follow, Kylie. Also, you might hear my little dog beneath me. Let me see if she wants to say hi. This is Ivy. She got her spay done, so she's still a little bit under the weather. So I'm letting her hang out in the studio with me till my boyfriend gets home, because she's lonely and she needs some love. So I'm gonna put her down. So you guys might hear her bark and carry on. So I just wanted to warn you guys a little bit in advance. I love purple. It's actually my favorite color is purple. So I'm glad. I'm glad that you think that. Again, guys, sorry for the coughing. It's going to be here the whole time. My apologies. We are going to start off today, though, with a little bit of skin prep. So I'm going to be using the one that I use practically every time. That is the Bioderma H2O. Their Sensibio. It's nice because it's pH balanced. I don't technically need to follow with a toner, but I usually do, just because I like to use treatment toners. But I'm going to use this just to make sure that I don't have any dirt or gunk kind of like hiding anywhere on my face. I shouldn't have any old makeup from yesterday, but any sort of like debris or fabric from like laying on my pillow, etc. What is everyone up to today? What did you guys do? Did anyone have a good day? Did everyone have a good day? I got like little pillow marks all over the place. Does anyone else have any pets? Guys, tell me about yourselves. What is everyone doing? Okay, I am gonna go in. Ooh, what Twitch were you watching? What games do you watch? Or are you in like the just chatting section? The only thing that I normally watch on there is like League of Legends. I like watching people play League of Legends. I'm gonna go in with my aloe vera toner, guys. Again, not necessary with the cleanser that I'm using, but just a little bit of anti-redness for me. I like watching people play League of Legends because in my mind, I'm like getting better at it just by like watching them because I'm not very good. I've never made it past gold 4 in my life. And just so you guys know, apologies in advance for the closed captions if they are a little bit off. I'm just using the Google Google closed captioning, trying to like at least make things a little bit more open for people. Oh god, this cough. All right, let's get some moisturizer on, and then we're good to go. I'm not using the CeraVe. I don't have any of the CeraVe right now. I'm just going to be using something kind of similar. A little bit of sunscreen, a little bit of hyaluronic. And just so you guys know, I am a flusher, so you will see me turn red a lot during the stream until we have foundation and stuff on. That's just my life. What do you... Oh, one sec. Come here, baby. You okay? She got tangled in one of the power cords. Bed Wars, what's that? Is that something Minecrafty? I've never played Minecraft. Well, actually, that's a lie. I got the VR version and I played it for 10 minutes and I was so overwhelmed and confused. I had no idea what was going on that I like immediately turned it off. We're gonna get some eye cream on, and then we're gonna go into more of the makeup stuff, guys. So this is Vichy Mineral 89. This is a blend of hyaluronic acid and caffeine. So it's really good at hydrating the skin. Hyaluronic acid works much like a sponge, just kind of soaks up excess moisture. Nerf everything. Hello, Kyle. All right, so once I got that on, I think we're good. Let's move on to the next step. I'm going to be doing something a little bit brighter today, so I feel like I probably should use the Anastasia primer. This is a little bit larger than the one that's listed down below. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. It has a little bit of a white cast to it. So anytime I'm using something that's like a little bit more amplified or pastel, for instance, I like it because it has that sort of, well, you'll see in a second, has like a little bit of that white cast that really helps to amp everything up. Thanks for the follow, Jennifer. Yeah, so if you're watching now, depending on what platform you're watching on, if you're watching on web, there should be a carousel beneath me. You can click and you can add things as you're going along. If you are watching this on like tablet form or mobile, there's like a separate section. There's like a chat section, and then on the left part it says like shop, and you should be able to see the items there. So if there's anything you're interested in, you can just click as we go. Also, you can also do it at the end as well too if you prefer. Just kind of like slide through. You can also follow me if you guys like. Just right up in this general vicinity somewhere. One sec. Ivy. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Dogs climbing on things. All right, so let's go ahead and just kind of pat this in. If you've ever used the Anastasia eye primer before, you'll know that it's like a little dry. So I like to press this one in. I like that it's dry because I find that it really amplifies things for me, especially with that white. But if I'm a little bit dehydrated at that point and I'm trying to rub it, I find it kind of like grabs onto things, i.e. my dead skin. It creates textures, which is why I like to press this eye primer in. All about playing with makeup, Kylie, like just having fun and like trying new things. Everyone's faces are different, so everything's gonna work a little bit differently. And I'm a big believer in like makeup being all about self-expression. It's all about having fun. So once I've got that patted in, let's jump to the other side. I think I have enough left on here. If not, we can do one more little jump. I need a little bit. I need a little bit more. So what did everyone do today? What are you guys doing on Amazon? What are you shopping for? What are you what are you up to? Which eyeliners were you looking at? Haus Labs ones are on sale right now, I think still. I think they're down to like $9 and they're like amazing. They have so many fun colors. I'm not sure if you're like a color person, if you're like into like a lot of different colors. But the Haus Labs ones have a lot of colors and I kind of want to like work. Priscilla is my favorite one there. It's like a baby blue. I think I'm gonna try and find a way to work that into the look that we're doing today. So, oh, congrats! That's baby, right? The only baby I've ever had is like a puppy, which I know is not exactly the same. But I don't know if I would have the what's the word? The maturity to be able to like raise anything aside from like a puppy. I feel like if I tried to like raise like a human being, it would not go well. Oh, thanks, Kyle. Sometimes I just think I'm loud, but I like that word better, magnetic. I have a semi-hooded eye, Kylie, so I will be going over like things to kind of help a little bit with hoods. Got like some allergy tear stains in the corner here that are like not going away right now, guys. So that's gonna have to like be hidden in a bit when we move on to some more of the foundation stuff. We're just gonna let this dry really quick because I want to make sure that I don't want you down there anymore, babe. I know, I know, I know, I know. My boyfriend's coming soon, hopefully. I don't want to kick her out of the room because she needs her love. But she's just climbing over all the power cords and it's making me really nervous. She yanked out the one. She knows she's cute. That's why she knows she can get away with everything. All right, let's move on to some eyeshadow. Again, we're going to be using the Disco palette from Lady Gaga. This one's down for 30% off, so I think it's down to like 16 something. But granted, if you're watching this in the future, this is only the price guaranteed like while I'm live because prices fluctuate a lot. I'm going to put my webcam on. I'll be back in like half a second. Yeah, half a second. What is that? What is that? A little bit of darkness right there. Hi, Gladys. Is that Gladys? Sorry, Gladys. I kind of want to go like gold, like gold. So let's take the VIPs. I don't know why they didn't call it VIP. VIPs is like, I don't know, it's long. It feels like it's long. I've never, okay, so with these guys here, there's 3 different formulas that they kind of use these ones. They have their mattes, they have like these kind of shimmer colors, and then they have these ones that are almost like a cream, and I've never applied the cream with the traditional brush before. I usually use my finger, but I'm kind of curious to see what it does when I use a brush. So I'm gonna go in with a brush first. If I need to go back in with my finger, we'll do that, because it really amplifies with the finger. Not as strong when we're going in with a brush. Let's go in with our finger and then I can buff out where I need to. I don't know, I'm just feeling like a little crazy today, so let's have some fun. And of course, most people are not going to run out of this much gold on their eyelid, but this is a really beautiful color for like a halo, just right down the middle a little bit. You could even use this if you're doing like a bit of a smoky eye. You could use it just a little bit in the inner corner. This would make a beautiful drop shadow. I'm feeling really funky. You could probably use this as a little bit of like a lipstick even. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm taking this with my finger and I'm just taking it right up to the crease. Again, I'm only using my finger because this is a little bit more of a cream base, so it's going to amplify it a lot more when I do this. If I was to just use the brush, it's going to look a little bit softer. I could probably use like a concealer brush if I really wanted to like control where it's going, but it's fine. I'm going to blend it out anyways, so I'm not worried too much. All right, I'm feeling like okay where that is. We're going to grab that brush that I was like trying to work with for like half a second, which is a nice little fluffy brush. And I'm going to like take away a harsher line right on the edge here. Oh my god, I thought my dog pooped for a second, but she just farted. We're fine. She's still only like 6.5 months, so like there's accidents here and there. Those accidents still scare me. I just want her to be perfect already, you know? I mean, she is perfect, but I mean like perfectly trained. But Bob Ross is like the most calming person to watch do stuff. Such a nice, calm voice. Oh no, you know who was like the calmest? Did you guys ever watch like Mr. Dress Up? I think that was it just in Canada? Because I live in Canada, so I know that some things are like a little different. Okay, guys, so sorry for all the coughing. I feel like I have to apologize every 5 seconds, but like, sorry for the coughing. We're gonna go into Violet Light, which is this kind of purpley tone. I want to use this more in the crease. I want to see how this blends in with the gold. Yeah, it's a little busy today. Of course, most people on here tend to kind of just like ghost watch, which is fine. I like that too. But my god, it's gonna be scary if like all of a sudden one day we have like 400 viewers and like they're all chatting. I don't know how overwhelmed I'd get, but I feel like I might get a little overwhelmed. So I'm using a sparse brush to do this, so it's not applying super pigmented. That way I can kind of like trace out where I'm wanting this purple to go, and I can go in and amplify with a stronger brush in a minute. Yeah, the dialogue makes it so much more fun. Like, it makes my streams like so much more fun. Hi, Linda. Have you done any streams yet, or or did you just apply and you're just sitting in the Facebook group until you get approved? Again, guys, I'm just going in the crease here, a little flicker up and down. I want to go, let's take a little bit like right here. Thanks for the follow, Kyle. I gotta be careful with the purples for me, especially because of both my allergies and my Greek ancestry. If I take them too far out, or if I don't blend them well enough, I kind of just look like I've been punched. So that's why I'm slowly adding this so I can really make sure that this is going where I want it to go and how I want it to go. It was actually so fun making a media kit, to be honest. And I kind of like really enjoy just like sitting on Photoshop and like messing around. So that's probably why I enjoyed it so much. Let's darken down here now too. This gold is so amped that it's like hard for me to put the color over top and have it like really strong. So I'm actually gonna go in with a different brush. We're gonna get one that has like a little bit more density to it. Is that you, Evan? I saved you in an IMO bar. I'm streaming, but I saved you in an IMO bar. Hi, Lumen, or Loman. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Yeah, Photoshop really does feel like that sometimes. It's really fun playing around. That and Lightroom. I really enjoy Lightroom as well too. I'm still going in with Violet Light, guys. I'm just like, this is insane. Like, this gold is so strong that I'm just trying my best to like layer some of this purple over top and have it like a little bit more like controlled, if that makes sense. Take a bit on the tip here as well too. Kind of want to go with there's like a really cool iridescent purple in this disco one, this disco palette that I think could look really cool as like a drop shadow when we get to that point. Oh, thanks, Linda. My hairdresser is such a whiz. Actually, I'll put her Instagram down in the chat if you guys are interested. If you want to go look at some of the stuff that she does, she is so talented. She's a complete witch when it comes to hair. I literally just sit in the chair and like, you know what, do whatever you want because like I know it's gonna look good. I trust you. And she's come up with like the coolest hairstyles for me. This is like the most natural we've done in like years, but it was to kind of to match my puppy. But I have a little bit more warmth coming out right now than my puppy does. Going a little bit further in with this, I just want to like really show that crease. Again, I'm trying so hard to like amplify with this gold, but that gold is so strong. That's such a good thing, but also at the same time, like I wasn't expecting it to be that strong. It's literally just like eating the purple. That's getting better. I have to say, if you guys have never used like a cream base eyeshadow that's mixed in with powders, it doesn't get that messy in these. Like I have a few of them, and like the majority of them seem to have like a cream base inside the four-way, but they don't get super messy. Like there's a lot of palettes that I've used that like decide to throw in a cream eyeshadow in with the powders, and they get so messy. I don't know if it's because it's like it doesn't feel like 100% cream. It kind of feels like almost powdery at the same time. But there's less mess, and either way, I'm happy about that. There's nothing more frustrating than getting like 500 colors mixed in with your like cream base colors. Hi, Robin. How are you? I am. This is Amazon Live. So Amazon Live is kind of like think like QVC or like shopping channel kind of idea, but on Amazon. So we get to like interact with people. You can ask questions. If you see me working things, you can ask for like swatches to see what they look like. There's a bunch of different ones. Like mine is usually based more around like makeup and beauty. I've been a makeup artist since I graduated back in like 2009, so I don't even know how many years that is. 11. Well, it's been a while. It's been a while. But you can ask me questions about that. There's people that are more based into like technology stuff. There's house and home. There's even some people in here that are like super fit and like do like their exercise routines on here, and you can ask them about exercise routines. That's not me, of course. Like, not even close. Again, I've switched that kind of like sparser brush guys here, giving me a little bit more control. I'm at nowhere close. I mean, obviously, I love my food, and there's just absolutely no way that I would be able to like give up like a lifetime of junk food, just like sit there and like work out because I hate working out. Probably should like at least a little extend my lifespan just a smidge, but thank you for the follow, Robin. Yeah, right. This is the game of makeup, the House Labs Lady Gaga makeup. Oh, thanks, please. That's so sweet. I hate it, but I also at the same time I'm like, you know what? This is me, and I know I'm not going to work hard to like get rid of it. So you know. Right, so again, we're just kind of following this crease through here, and I am going to amplify that in a second here. The same thing's happening on this side, where the sparser brush is just not strong enough to really amplify that darker purple there. So I'm going to go in with my little denser brush. Just start drawing a little bit. Sorry again for the coughing, guys. I've been saying it'll be over soon for a long time, I know. Like 4 weeks now I've been saying it, but I still believe that it's going to be over soon. I can't cough the rest of my life, can I? I'm gonna guess if I was like really unlucky, maybe I could. So I'm just strengthening up that purple right here by packing in that color. Trying to make it a little bit more similar. Thanks, Robin. Again, we're just kind of working that in there. We want to get it a little bit more similar to this side, but we will go through and blend things a bit better in a moment here. But I'm just kind of like adjusting. I'm grabbing a handheld to make things a little bit easier for me just for a second. I love my magnified mirror, but sometimes it makes things like really hard to see exactly where things are sitting. This just lets me do a little bit more of like a this get like a little bit closer, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna grab a finger brush next, which is either gonna be something like this or like this. Something that's like really dense and thick. Thanks for the follow, Amazon customer. My god, I love nerds. I actually did like a really fun nerd look a while ago where I glued nerds over my eyebrows. So my eyebrows were just like nerd candies. And I did like a really cool like pink and purple eyeshadow. So I'm just using this to kind of smudge everything out. Remember, guys, this I do have a tear duct stain here. We're gonna have to cover that in a bit because that's not gonna blend. That is my skin, unfortunately. Maybe one day I won't have as many allergies and I won't have to deal with that, but unfortunately for now. You want to be careful that you're not going too much over the actual eyeshadow. Just kind of kissing the edge of it. That way you're just blending the side and not like erasing too much. And the reason I like using a finger brush instead of an actual finger is fingers tend to erase a little more. So if I was to like look here and I'm like, oh, okay, like this comes a little bit further here, that blend actually like more or less erases that part there. I've only ever gotten this dye once. I don't really know why I got it, but I'm gonna blame someone from makeup school because it was during makeup school years ago. I'm like, you obviously didn't clean your brushes properly, but like I don't actually know. I'm just pushing this in a little bit more so they can match like a little bit better. Never worried too much about it though. As long as they look like sisters, it's no big deal. Like nothing's ever going to be like complete twins, unless you're like utter perfection, which like I got other things to worry about. All right, so we have that gold in there. I kind of want to like. So there is the pink champagne that's in here, but there's also like this interesting kind of like iridescent purple that's in here. Take a look. So we have that's like the pink champagne, which is a bit darker than I thought it was going to appear. And then that is that iridescent purple. Let's try the iridescent purple in the inner corner, because why not? These ones, I actually got them on Amazon. If you take a look at my storefront, which is here outside it right here, Amazon.com. It's in. I have like a section on my storefront called "Found It on Amazon," and it's right there. It all comes with practice. I mean, I've literally been doing makeup for I started putting makeup on myself when I was like 14, 15, somewhere in that general vicinity. And then I just kind of like expanded from there, went to school for it, etc. If you saw like what I look like when I actually know what you guys want to see, it's so embarrassing. I'll show you. Why not? Let's share. There's only 400 people that get to laugh on me in here. So I thought I looked fantastic. Like, and I thought that I was like the best ever, ever, ever when it comes to like makeup. Now I know I'm like I'm not the best, but at least I'm not like terrible. Where are those old pictures of me? There we go. So this is the very first day that I thought that I would be able to shave my eyebrow and look fantastic. This is going to be a really quick look, and then we're deleting this so fast. But that was the very first time that I thought that I could do my brows. That obviously was absolute mess. I started getting a little bit better, and I moved into like almost like kind of like a gothy phase for like a little bit, and then my I don't even know what to call this. Liza Minnelli, like who knows? But like then I thought I looked so good with that too, and I used to like cut my own bangs, like it was a mess, guys. And then I kind of drifted out of that and got like as like okay at it, like smidgen, and did like just mascara and like eyes and brows. But it was a mess for a while there, guys. It was an absolute mess for a while. Minimal. Oh, there was a lot of cringe, especially looking back. I'm like, oof, oof. Okay, so we're gonna grab a little mini Target brush right now. I'm gonna go in with let's use Remix. So this is that kind of like weird iridescent looking purple, and I kind of want to see what this will look like in the inner corner. This is either gonna completely mess it up or it's gonna look great. I'm hoping that it's gonna be the second. It's okay. It's okay. I wish it was like a little bit lighter. You know what we could do though? I'm gonna grab like a white maybe from a Stupid Love palette and like amp it a little bit. Give me one sec. I'm just grabbing, this is another Haus Labs product, but I'm actually just gonna grab some of 911, which is like this really white eyeshadow. It's on a sparse brush, and I'm gonna kind of like hit this a little bit and then go over again with Remix, and hopefully this is gonna amp it up a little bit more. Just so it's a bit brighter. I will be Froggy Kevin. I'm not the person that normally does top liner. I let my lashes do that sort of talking. I tend to normally go more into the waterline with my liner. Because when I do top liner, I find that my eyes kind of get closed off a little bit. They look a bit smaller. I'm not a big fan of like big, thick liquid liner or anything like that on my top lid. Sometimes I do a little bit though, but we're going to be going in with Priscilla in the bottom. I might use like a thin, thin, thin black line on the top. We'll see how it goes. Where is my brush? I'm going back with that brush that we had the gold on, and I'm actually going to push in this direction. I'm putting like a little bit of the gold on here too. Remember, this is not, it doesn't like amplify as much as like the finger, but I just want to push back that color a little bit as we blended it out. Just because it is an actual color and not like some highlight. I just want to break it up a little bit more. Oh god, this cough. I always put down my eyeshadow brush and then forget where I put it, but I found it. So we're gonna have to do exactly the same way that we did it on this side, that we did it on the other side on this side, which means we start with the purple. Then we're gonna add the white, then we add another layer of purple. Just so that it doesn't look like different. Thanks for the follow, Lixen. Did I pronounce that correctly? Yeah, you see, like, everyone's different, Gladys. So I'm just like, might as well have fun with it and like do what makes sense for your eye. Like, not everyone's gonna look good with eyeliner. Not everyone's gonna look good with like heavy brows. It's kind of like finding out your face, like what you feel comfortable in and what you're happy with. And for me, very rarely do I feel good in like crazy thick liner or like liner really in general at all in the top lid. I'll sometimes like force myself to do like a winged liner on the top because everyone always asks for wing liner. But the sucky part about having like hooded eyes or semi-hooded eyes is that when you're doing a wing liner, you have to make sure, like I can't do straight up because it just disappears into like my crease because of my semi-hood. So it has to be a little bit more like straight out for me. Usually if I'm doing it on like Instagram, I like angle myself and like look down so I can still have it like really sharp and like up. But obviously on like a live, that's not really gonna work too well because I can't just like talk to you guys like that for the rest of the stream. I mean, I could, but it would probably look weird. Go back with that gold brush. Oh, thank you, Emily. That's so sweet. All right, so once I push that purple back on the other side there as well, we're gonna go back in with a finger brush. I'm using one that is very dense. And I'm literally just gonna pop that right into the inner corner here. We're not really hitting the eyeshadow so much as we are hitting just like the edge of the eyeshadow. It's gonna blend that out so I don't have that like weird hard line there. Especially when you're using an inner corner color that's not like an iridescent like champagne or pearl or something like that. I find this is kind of important. I'm also gonna go ahead and just grab my face powder. Any face powder works. And I'm gonna hit a bit of the on the finger brush. And again, we're gonna go right into this inner corner. And I'm just gonna color that up a little bit. I'm receded, I'm Greek, so I have some pretty receded dark circle eyes. So by adding this in here, I'm taking away a little bit of that kind of darkness that hides there because I can never, ever get my concealer in there properly. Especially considering I do my eyes first and then I go into the rest of my face. And the reason that I do that as well too is just because fallout is a lot easier to clean up before than after. So if I have concealer underneath and I get fallout, it's just such a mess to try and get that off. But this way I can just wipe if I have to wipe. Sorry for the coughing, guys. Oh my goodness. So just, again, same idea on the other side. We press. Right into that inner corner. Anywhere that I feel like have like a little bit more like redness or like discoloration. And again, we're like barely touching the edge of the eyeshadow. And I'm just trying to hide my tear ducts a little bit here too. I'll hide them a bit more when we go into like actual concealers. Okay. So So I think for the most part, we're going to come back. We're going to adjust the top eyelid a little bit more once we go into like concealers and foundations, and that's all done because I'm going to want to put on my lashes, maybe do a bit of touch ups, and then put on my drop shadow. But for now, we're going to grab a little bit more of my Bioderma, which is just my micellar water cleanser. And we're going to see if there's any fallout that I can get off. Actually, there was not a lot of fallout. Like a little bit from like the gold, but like actually that was really bad eyes. So let's see if I can. You can see there's like a little bit of the gold like glitter there, but there wasn't a lot of fallout. Oh, thanks, Emily. All right, so we have the under eye cleaned up a little bit. There wasn't really very much fallout, but that's still the reason that I like to, because if you have like concealer there and you get any sort of fallout, you might not even notice it, but throughout the day as you're like blinking and talking and smiling and everything's moving, it's kind of like mixing in with the concealer, and you'll notice sometimes that your eye looks a lot darker by the end of the day. That's not always from the concealer rubbing off. Sometimes it's actually mixing in with the pigments from the eyeshadow, which is why I like to do the job of my eyes first. Thank you for the follow, Emily. And guys, again, so sorry for coughing. I've apologized like 700 times, and I'm going to keep apologizing. Hi, Raghav. Yeah, I know it's like sometimes a little bit different for people to see guys wearing makeup, but I'm a big believer in doing what you love and having fun doing it, you know? So we're going to use the NYX Professional Makeup here. I'm going in with their Honey Do Me Up primer. It kind of does like, I don't know if it's in my head, but it kind of does smell like honeydew, like honeydew melon. Thanks for the follow, Amazon customer. Like, it does smell really nice. It's not like a super heavy scent either. I'm gonna go a little bit under my eyes too because I have very dry under eyes. And any sort of like extra smoothness I can get in there, the better. And as I've mentioned, guys, I flush really easily, so you will notice me flushing red the more I touch my skin until we get some color on here. Let that dry up. We're gonna grab a Pure Leor sponge next. Kind of like if you've ever used a beauty blender, these are like the dupes, so to speak, of a beauty blender. But I do want to say that I find the dupes tend to be a little bit thicker, and they don't apply quite as like airbrushed as the original beauty blender. But I don't mind so much, so I still use the dupes. Now, normally most people would wet this down with water. I usually do water when I'm not sitting here, but obviously I don't have a sink in front of me. So I wet this down with my setting spray. Even when I am wetting it down with water, I like to take just a spritz of my setting spray and hit it like wherever I'm going to be using the sponge. I find that it just blends things in a lot nicer for me. Where's my green correctors? I like the Pure Leor ones, which I have listed right down below. That's this one. If you want coverage, if you're someone that wants something very like soft and gentle and like airbrush, there's nothing really that compares to the original Beauty Blender, which I have listed down below. But it kind of depends on the finish that you're going for. I don't mind a little bit of like a heavier finish because I use things like this to kind of break it up and make it look a little bit more natural. But if you want that really natural finish, no one's really been able to compare that well to the Beauty Blender, in my opinion, anyways. And you can use any setting spray, by the way, guys, when you're wetting these down. I don't like to use matte ones, but anything that's like radiant or glowy without having that like glitter to it. Yeah, no worries. So I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, I'm gonna turn the webcam off. I'm gonna go ahead and touch up with a pound of redness on my face. So this is a nice green. I like this one because it's not like too light compared to some of the other ones. Like there are some other ones in the market that are just so light that I put them on and I feel very ashy. But this one blends in quite nicely when I start working at it. Although I'm starting to get like a little bit of a tan. I've barely been outside. Like I take my dog out and that's like it. So I don't understand where this tan's coming from. But this is just gonna reduce some of that redness for me so I don't have to wear as much concealer, foundation, etc. Especially for me day to day, because I don't actually normally wear eyeshadow too much, like going out of the house, because A, I'm lazy, and B, I'm lazy. But, so I usually end up using a bit of corrector so that I can have like a lighter base and just have like a tinted moisturizer or something on my face with my mascara. Mostly like looking in the camera here to see where the red shows up more for you guys because it's a little bit different for me in the mirror compared to camera. You guys can see it just breaks up a bit of that redness for me from side to side. It's color wheel theory. So like red usually knocks out like greens a little bit more, and vice versa. Of course, when you're using like a yellow or you want to hide a purple, or sorry, you want to hide a purple, you're going to use a yellow. If you're trying to like get rid of like dark spots or any sort of like underneath dark circles, things like that, peaches tend to work really well. Depending on how dark your skin tone is, you might want to jump into like more of an orange, sometimes even red. That's Tagalog, right, Vinny? I think. I only know like some phrases that I can't really repeat on my life. In Tagalog, I used to work with a lot of coworkers that spoke Tagalog, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, even. Right, so again, just hitting those areas where I know I have like a wee bit of redness. I don't know why I have so much in the middle of my forehead right now, but hey, party. Just again, pat, 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 pat. You don't mean to put that much green right here, so we're gonna be blending here for like a second. I need more in the middle, more. I hope I'm not getting like a sunburn from like literally just walking my dog because like I was bad like yesterday before I took her because she got spayed yesterday. We went for like a little bit of a walk and I forgot to put sunscreen on. And I never burn, but like with my luck, the one time I forgot to put like sunscreen. Just my luck. So we're going to be going in with the, ooh, I forgot to actually like this, the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This one is going to have that peach color to knock out any of those kind of darker areas for me. Is it more efficient to pat in makeup? So it depends on what you're doing. So if you're patting tends to compact coverage a little bit more without blending it too much to side. If you're rolling it in, it's not kind of pushing that coverage in one area, so you're blending it out a little bit more. So it really depends what you're doing. For me, because I have so much green in these areas, or sorry, red in these areas, I like to go to the green and pat it, so it's compacting that green a little bit more. But if I was working on a client that didn't have a lot of redness or didn't need a lot of coverage, I wouldn't really be patting. I'd be blending more. Like I had this one wedding client, bride client, that like I swear to God, I don't even know why she needed a makeup artist. Like her skin was like absolutely perfect. She basically needed like a tinted moisturizer, and the entire time I think I'm like, I hate you. Like, why is your skin so perfect? So depressing. But like with her, the entire time for me it was just blend, 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 blend. Like didn't have to pat in. I think she had one pimple if I remember correctly. So again, just gonna do a quick little spritz of that setting spray. Hey David, did you stream today? What are you up to? I think I'm gonna actually switch to my concealer brush here. Do a quick spritz on that as well too. I need to go a little bit further into the inner corners here as well too, just because, as I mentioned, Greek ancestry. Oh, you did? You're done already? I didn't even see your stream. Yeah, they're really big today. They're like double what they normally are. I threw my like little mirror to the side there accidentally. Again, this is a peach for any sort of like dark area, grays, dark browns, just like breathes life back into it. I'm someone that experiences a lot of grays around my under eye when I try and cover them, so this helps to disguise that a bit for me. And then we're going to go in with some foundation in a second here as well. Actually, I need a little bit more peach, I think, on this like burn mark here. A little bit more apparent now that it's summertime. Good night, Kyle. How do I pronounce your name? Child? Child Vance? Yeah. I mean, it's a makeup stream for the most part. I know some people, it's like a little new for them seeing like guys wearing makeup. I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea, so to speak. But I just do what I enjoy doing. I think that's a little bit better, like coverage wise there. Let's jump into my foundation. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation wherever I put it. Where are you? Oh, it's hiding behind my phone. So we're using the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. I love this one. It's a beautiful glow, and it's layerable too. I find a lot of like really hydrating ones don't layer as nicely as I'd like them to. I do want to point out before I actually like put this on, the color's a little off for me right now, but just by a smidgen, and we're gonna hide that with the bronzer in a second. I have gained a little bit of a tan. But I need to order a new a new color. I keep telling myself that I need to do it, and then I keep forgetting. I have the worst memory. So it's just a little bit lighter than my natural skin. I have like a fruit fly buzzing around my face. Because the color on my face is not exact, I am going to take this and I'm actually just going to drag it down the neck a little bit, so at least there's a bit of a gradient so I can fake it a little bit. I'm just using this Beauty Blender knockoff, the Pure Lure one still. This one does deliver a little bit more coverage than the Beauty Blender, but of course, I find that it doesn't look quite as natural as the Beauty Blender, which I don't mind so much. Because it's not always what I'm going for, like supernatural, obviously with this like super gold eye. Hello, Carolina, how are you? Did I pronounce your name correctly? I'm so sorry. Hi, Grace. I feel like my coughing is getting like a little bit better though. Like I feel like I'm not coughing as much as I was like a week ago. I am gonna use a bit of a concealer brush here just because the Beauty Blender doesn't get right in between my nose rings very easily. One annoying thing about having nose rings or piercings in general, like my one friend, she has what is it called? Like the Monroe or whatever, and she's a Monroe, and I can't remember what this one's called. But I never under like it just looks so difficult to me, like trying to like adjust foundation around it. Thank you, Sandy. So I'm still just kind of like touch. Actually, you know what? Let's use my foundation as concealer today. My under eyes, I'm not feeling like super bad with my under eyes today. I'm feeling a little bit worse about how red my skin is. So I'm literally just going to use my foundation today as my concealer around my eyes. As I mentioned, this one layers really nicely for the Anastasia one. So if I want to keep like going, I can keep layering and layering. What am I doing again? Where am I going? Oh yeah, here. I was like, I remember I saw a spot somewhere that needed like a little bit of extra love, but I couldn't remember what it was. What do you guys normally use for foundations? Do you guys do like tinted moisturizers? Do you do more cream based? Do you do regular liquids, powders? Do you not like wearing foundation? Tell me more about your beauty routines, guys. I love hearing them, and I also like hearing about new products that I can go try. That's how I found out about like you guys ever watched one of my skincare streams or check back later tonight. I will be doing a skincare stream. That's how I found my Noonie, which is like this weird contraption that like makes foam cleansers. It's like the weirdest thing. I would have never ever ever found out about it if someone wasn't talking about it one time. I'm like extra red on this side today. Thanks for the follow, Amazon customer. It helps me out so much when people follow me, so thank you so much. If you have more oily skin, you're probably not going to enjoy the one that I'm putting on my face too much, to be honest. I don't have it listed down below, but one that's really good. Let me grab. So if you like coverage, anyways, this one here, the Dermablend Professional, they have a lot of products that are kind of geared a little bit more to like all skin types, and they don't settle like set too weird with the oily. Also, if you look up, actually, I think I might have room to like put one in. Yeah, it's funny because I don't actually play. I don't actually play the game. I play like League of Legends and stuff, but I saw this chair and I was like, oh my god, I need this chair. It is so cute. Just give me a sec, guys. It gives me like it's difficult to like look these things up, and then link into the chat. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Do here we go. All right, so this is also another one. I used to have extremely oily skin. My skin has changed over the years to become a little bit more, well, not over the years, but over the last couple of years, to become a lot more dehydrated. Just comes with age, everything starts swishing around. I hit 32 this year, so it happens real fast. But if you copy that link, that is the, no, I know what it is. I know what it is in here. That's why I'm saying I play League, I don't play the game that one comes from. Although I did buy it. I like Blizzard games, but I can't get into Overwatch. Can't do it. I tried. I don't know what it is. But that link that I just put in is actually the Smashbox Foundation, and I use that one for a very long time. In fact, I use it through like two different changes that they did for it, and it was one of the only foundations that I found didn't move around too much on my like oily nose. Because my oily nose hated me. Like everything would just melt off it. Ooh, another trick for that as well too. If you use a matte setting spray, if you use the like how I was using the radiant setting spray on this, and just put a layer of that underneath before you put your foundation on as well too. But after your primer, if you use primer, or sorry, before your primer, if you use primer, it just helps to soak up a little bit more of that excess. Primers are also like lifesavers for people that are like a little bit more oily. I don't think I ever would have been able to like live my life without like a good oily skin primer. Although to be honest, I miss my oily skin because it means you age slower. Just wrinkles slowly appear compared to the dehydration lines that are starting to settle in now in my life. You go under my nose because I always forgot. I always feel like I take like 300 hours to put my foundation on, but there we are. I'm going to go ahead now with the powder. I'm unfortunately going to take away a lot of this radiance, but I'm going to show you guys how to bring it back as well too. What is that? What is that? That right there. Hi, Amazon customer. I'm sorry, it doesn't show me your name, but hello. We are going to jump in now with the Hexy powder. This one I like. It's pretty inexpensive. They actually sent me this one. I was hoping they would send me the green one, but whatever. It's fine. I'll deal. They sent me the T30, which is the peach one. So it gives a nice blur. I wanted the green one just for like the anti-redness, but I'll take what I can get. If you're going to send it to me, send it to me. And I'm just going to grab like a loose powder brush here. And again, this is going to take away a lot of that radiance, but I'm going to show you guys how to bring it all back. I just want to make sure that I'm drying the foundation all the way through so that it actually like stays on my skin properly. Because even though I'm dehydrated, my skin will sometimes create a lot of oil over top just to try to rehydrate my skin. I know my lips are like, they need love. They need love so bad right now. Feel like I'm gonna be using a House Labs lip. I was using a lot of House Labs products today just because they're on sale. And I love a good sale. Because oh my god, some of this stuff is on sale for like 50% off, which is nuts. But I always get worried when I see like 50% off sales because I'm like, does that mean they're discontinuing some of my favorite products? Because I'm gonna get mad. Like I remember, I don't know if you guys have ever used like Guerlain or like heard of Guerlain. It's like one of like beautiful brown, very expensive sometimes, but it was the only lipstick that I'd found that I like loved. Like it was literally like a shade darker than my lips. It was so hydrating. It stayed on all day, but it was like 60 freaking dollars Canadian. It was absolute pain. But then they discontinued the down color, and I almost cried one time because I came back in to the store and they had the color was 03, and then I found out they changed the color. And I don't think I've ever been so mad in my life because I got so excited. I went home and I was like, this is like at least 3 shades darker than it used to be. Oh, I hate it when brands do that to me. It's so sad. Okay, we are going to bring the radiance back in still another second, guys. We're going to add a bit of a bronze first. I'm going to be using the House Labs one again. I normally use my Benefit Hula, but again, this is on sale, and like I tried it the other day and I really liked it, so let's use it again. If I can remember where I put it, one second. Pretty sure it was Savannah. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the Savannah color here. It looks really light, but actually goes on a bit deeper. I just like because it's another one of those bronzers that doesn't go orange on me, and so many bronzers go really orange on me. Like I tried their desert one because they sent me two of the colors. They sent me the Savannah and they sent me the desert, and the desert was like orange, like just an orange strip. And I was like, nope. Yeah, the Hexy powder is really nice. It does come with like a little powder pad in it, but like I don't like the powder pad. I prefer using a brush with it, to be honest. Hi, Yesenia. Did I pronounce that correctly? I'm so sorry if I didn't. I'm like the worst with name pronunciations. I try so hard, but like, not my strong suit. I don't even pronounce my own last name correctly, which I know that's so embarrassing. But but I also blame it on like people always mispronounce my last name for so long that I just gave up. At the same time, it's like my last name is Vessels, but I pronounce it like Wessels because everyone else pronounces it like Wessels, not waffles. Come on, closed captioning, get it together. So I know I'm going really strong with this, guys, right now, but I'm going to be showing you something in a second. It never strays. It stays as strong for me. I just like to like get my shape. All right, so once we have that, we're going to go back to just like a nice like loose powder brush, and I'm actually in circular movements, just going to roll this across. This is going to help to start diluting that excess line, and it's also going to make it, to me anyways, look like a little bit more spread, if that makes sense. Have you seen how some people are doing like beautiful like glitter and stuff on their ears? I should because mine get like so red. But I always forget to do that. I do that when I like doing like photo shoots and stuff for like my Instagram because my ears get so red. It's like crazy. If there's anything left on here, I'll just dilute that a little bit. I'm just one of those people that like flush so crazy red for like everything. Especially, I think it's also a lot because of my my little earrings. I stretched these myself when I was younger, which I highly do not recommend. Do not recommend. But I did. It's too late now to change it. Hi, Kelly. Amazon has had a live stream technically since 2019, November, but it was in beta from then. I started streaming with them last year around February or March, and I've been live streaming them ever since. It left beta in, I believe, was it August or September? August or September of last year. And only now though are they really starting to kind of push it and advertise it a lot more. Oh my god, that is so like 2004 like scene emo Froggy Kevin. Thanks, Kelly. Let's use this highlighter in here too. So this is the, I've already chipped a little bit, but the sun highlighter. Ooh, my ISO is really high again. What is going on? Sometimes I like aim my lights like a little bit too close to my face. We're gonna go in. No, I did this yesterday and I didn't like it just by itself. I'm really big on using my Smashbox primer water. Again, you can use any sort of like setting spray that's more radiant. And I just take a tiny little tap and just kind of roll it. Now, some highlighters don't like that very much, and they will end up like kind of like getting like a little bit of something over top, like a film. So you might have to kind of upkeep it with like removing a little bit, just with like a brush. There's a couple that I've used that don't need that. Like the Anastasia ones seem to like not cause me any guff. But this, I only just opened this for the first time like yesterday. So I'm still learning with this one to see if like it is actually gonna like kind of cake over top. We'll learn fast. But I'm just putting it at the top for now. And also on that like makeup no-no, I don't believe there is like technically makeup no-nos in my mind anyways. I've always thought that like as long as you're having fun, like it doesn't really matter. I do makeup for myself. I think that everyone should do makeup for themselves, you know? I do not take highlight to the end of my nose because I feel like it looks really oily when I do that, so I don't do that. Thanks for the follow, Bob. Okay, so we got our highlight on just a little bit. I did like, I broke it up a little bit. It's really intense by itself, like powdery. I'll show you just on like my hand here. Like it is like nuts if you use it like dry, which is fine for those people that enjoy like that really crazy. But again, I feel oily, but I think it's just because like I used to be such an oily person, but like having a way too much highlight on my face just makes me feel crazy. I'm sure people that have never really had to deal with oil ever in their life, they're probably like, oh, okay. Because especially now that I'm like dry and I don't get as much oil popping up. We are gonna jump. Let's do the brows really quick. To the lips. Let's do the lips. I kind of feel like using Blaze from Haus Labs. Give me 1 second. I use this color so much, but this is the Blaze Lariat Lip Gloss. A little bit over time today. Normally I try to aim for like, although I've been doing that a lot lately, like breaking the 1 hour streams. But normally I might go in and like line with a lip liner. I'm being naughty today and I'm lining with lip gloss, which is an absolute no-no because that will bleed. But I'm going to be doing skincare in a little bit anyways. I'm not wearing this out anywhere, so like I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to break rules. Okay, so we are now we're running to the brows. I like using a brow mascara. It's quick, it's easy. Can literally just comb it through. I actually need to bleach my brows again because I tend to like kind of change the color of my brows at points. Like sometimes I want to have like crazy colors, sometimes I want to go like auburn, sometimes I want to be blonde. But they're not too bleached right now. Does anyone else have that one brow that like always like cooperates so well compared? This one is my brow that just always wants to look perfect. And this brow is like its sister that's trying. She's trying. She's trying real hard to look like her sister, but she never quite makes it. I should go get my brows done again though. It's been a long time since I've actually gone to get my brows done. I got them done once last year, like once throughout like the whole year, which is crazy for me because I usually get them done like at least every month and a half. But I started using like a little trimmer thing that I got on Amazon to like just kind of like tie me over in between, and it was working quite well. Oh my god, someone needs to remind me to buy more glue because I'm pretty sure that I'm like practically out. Of my lash glue, but we're gonna be using some Pure Lure lashes. Where did I put them? We're gonna be using the Kiss Lash Glue, and we're gonna be using the Pure Lure lashes. Pretty inexpensive. They sent me these like a whole bunch of these lashes, and I'm still like getting through them. I like these ones, and I like their 7 pack. I think. Yeah, they're 7 pack and they're 3 packs. I like those lashes. The 5 pack one that they have is like not my absolute favorite. But if you're looking at them, guys, either the 3 pack or the 7 pack, they're beautiful. A little bit more wispy, a little bit more flowy. I'm gonna go with these ones. It's weird how that works, isn't it, Gladys? Like, how does my brow know that it's gonna be rude? Like, the one brow's like, no, I'm gonna be trash, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm putting a thin layer of glue right by my lash line. I put it directly on the skin because it's easier for me to kind of like push the lash in afterwards. I let that dry for like 10 seconds. Hi, Sergio. I have a lash tool that I'm going to be using to just kind of grip that lash and plop it in there for me. Again, we're going to give this like 10 seconds just for the glue to dry down a little bit. And then once we get the lashes on, we can go into the drop shadow, pop some mascara on, pick a liner. I was originally going to do Priscilla, but I think that might be a little bit much. So I might just go in with, I got a new gold one that Haus sent me. So when it's sitting on the skin, I just find it so much easier to plop it in. And then I take the lash tool and I actually just push down to make sure that the lashes adhere to the skin all the way across for me. And I'll just pinch closer to the lash line to make sure that it's pushed in with my natural lashes. And you get like a little bit more of an effect like that, which I think is so much faster. For me, when I put it onto like the band and I'm like trying to like push it in, it just becomes so much harder for me for some reason. So that's why I like, again, just putting the glue onto the lid and doing it this way. Try to make the glue about as thin as the band. You don't want to go too much thicker, otherwise you're gonna have issues. I really need to buy more glue. Starting to dry out a little bit. Wave this down for about 10 seconds. Just let that do a bit of a drying on its own. Lash tool. I like to start from the outer corner. I push this one in a little bit further than I wanted to, but it's fine. And just pull it out and adjust it a little bit more. Then I'm just going to grab and push in to make sure that it's adhered to the skin all the way across. And once more, my little pinch to push it in with my natural lashes. All right, we're gonna let that dry really quickly before I curl it. And I'm gonna grab some liner. I do have Priscilla listed. I don't think we're gonna use Priscilla. That's like a really nice baby blue that I use a lot. I got a new gold from them that I kind of want to pop on. Popping stuff. So they sent me Royale, which is like this really pretty gold. I'm gonna show you guys in the back of my hand really quick first. Bit of a deeper gold. Oh, maybe I should put that knot on my tattoo. Twisting and weird contortions. Oh, my puppy's back to say hello. I'm gonna pull this down a little bit here. That is like gold. That is gold. I'm not mad at it, but I am absolutely gonna have to go a bit stronger with the drop shadow than I was expecting. Thanks, Sparky Kevin. Amazing how like lashes and brows always really just like complete everything. Tie it all together, frame everything. Okay, so again, this gold was like a bit stronger than I thought it was gonna be for the liner, which is not a bad thing. Just unexpected. So I'm gonna be going back in with the 4-way disco eyeshadow palette. We're gonna do a little bit of a stronger drop shadow. I'm still just gonna be using that matte purple. I just might be taking it down a little bit further than I originally was going to, so we're gonna go into that one. Where did I put that eyeshadow brush? Where did I put that eyeshadow brush? All right, so again, we're gonna go in with Violet Light really quickly. Just widen my eyes, try to make sure that I'm getting this in properly. I'm just gonna slowly start layering it. I still don't want it to be like crazy strong, but I want there to be some strength. Like that, once I get the lash or the mascara on, I think it's gonna work. Hi Jerry, did I pronounce that correctly? Might have to go into the finger brush just to blend the edge out a little bit. Not me poking my eyeball with a brush, we're fine. Such an uncomfortable feeling. Let's get a bit of mascara on. I'm gonna curl my lashes first. Actually, let me blend first. Again, I'm not going over the actual entirety of the shadow. I'm just kind of like lightly touching the edge in case there's any line that I want to kind of reduce. I'm using a lash color that's similar to the Revlon Precision Lash, but it's not exact. One's a bit bigger. I just like this kind of curler because there's no edge to the sides, so I can curl falsies with my naturals a lot easier. The name of the palette, Kelly, or the name of the lashes, or the so this is this one is very similar to the one that's below. If we're talking about the curlers, the Revlon Precision Lash, which I kind of want to get the Revlon one. The Revlon one is about a half size of this one, maybe a little bit smaller, and I really want to get in there and like target each piece. To make sure. If you're watching this on web, it should be below in a carousel. If you're watching this on iPad, it should be on this side. You'll see like I just have it selected right now, so you should just be able to click it. And if you're watching on your phone, if you look below, there's a button that says chat and a button that says shop. If you click shop, it should be selected. I'm gonna put some of the Lash Princess on. I'm trying not to touch my natural lashes. Excuse me, I'm trying to only touch my natural lashes. I just want them to blend in a little bit better with like the pitch black of the falsie. This mascara is also nuts. If you guys have never used this one is Volume City. If you do not like volume, you will absolutely hate this mascara. It's designed for like a false lash effect. I do not wear this one regularly day out. Just because it's a bit much for me. But going out is really good. If you guys have ever used like the Lancome Hypnose Drama, it reminds me a lot of that. Okay, and I think we're like about done. I am gonna disappear for a little bit at this point, guys. I will be back in a bit to do actually like a full removal, so you guys get to see my skincare routine. What time is it right now? 7:19. I should be back in about half an hour, so like 7:45 p.m. PST. And we're gonna do an entire removal. I'm gonna take everything that I just put on and take it right off. We'll go through my skincare routine. I'll show you guys some cool skincare tools that I use, and we can chat some more. If you guys ever have any requests, comments, etc., you can always send that through to my Instagram, which is @Makeup. If you follow me on here, it helps me so much as well too, guys. So if you hover in this general vicinity, if you're watching on web, you will notice the little rectangular follow button that you can click. If you're watching this on any sort of like mobile, if you tap the screen like somewhere like right here, it should appear below. It helps me out so much when you guys follow me, so thank you so much. I will see you guys all in like literally half an hour. I'm just gonna have like quick little snack, maybe maybe a quick little drink, and I will see you guys back in again. It's going to be 25 minutes dead. We will be back doing skincare. So thank you guys again so much for hanging out and chatting, and I will see you guys all in a little bit. Thank you guys. Bye.